Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever looked at something and went, wow, maybe it's a person. Maybe there's an animal in your life that you love dearly. Maybe you've gone out to the wilderness or the mountains, somewhere beautiful, and looked around at nature. Maybe you were at a movie. Maybe you were at a museum. Or maybe you were watching two people play a chess game. That is the point of today's video. The game sent to me today by a viewer, hopefully a subscriber, was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen in my life, and it literally broke the internet. And I will show you what I mean at the end of the video. I don't want to spoil anything right now. First, we're going to enjoy the game, and then I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. This game literally broke chess. Here we go. Let's jump in. Our two protagonists, nobody's an antagonist in this game, are Tanas and Bob. They are from Romania and France. They are rated 409 and 362. And they are both given honorary Grandmaster titles for making it into a Gotham video. All right, let's begin. White begins with d4, and Black responds with knight f6. White now plays knight c3. Idea to play e4 or maybe a Joe Bava London. You really shouldn't be developing the knight in front of your c-pawn as a beginner. If you're going to play d4, the best friend of the d-pawn is the c-pawn. All right, and if you're going to be playing e4, the best friend of the e-pawn is the d-pawn, if possible. Okay, if possible. The d-pawn, yeah, d-pawn's kind of one of those weird fake friends that has multiple friend groups. You ever have, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you have a close friend, but they also have other close friends. You're not close to those. Anyway, this is not supposed to be a therapy session. But this is the last kind of spot here where we're going to have anything even remotely resembling a normal game. So I want you to take a picture here. You know, it's like when you take a tour bus to a nice mountaintop and there's a waterfall and you can stop and take some pictures. This is it. I've had this position many times with both white and black, but I certainly didn't play the next move, and I most certainly did not play any of the remaining ones. So white plays the move e3. Now, e3 on its own is not really a blunder, but it blocks in the bishop for no reason. There's no reason to do that, right? Bishop should have been out on f4. Now, if I'm playing black here, you know, again, the best friend of the d-pawn is the c-pawn, so I'm looking for c5. Computer says c5 is already top engine move. Point is that if white takes this pawn for free, black will very quickly put another pawn in the center and take this back and get a 2-on-1 center pawn advantage, which is always just considered slightly good. Slightly good, slightly better, whatever. Okay, black plays b6. Now, the idea of the move b6, naturally, as we know, is to fianchetto, right? So to put the bishop on b7. Okay, it's not a ridiculous move. Now I would like to see white developing the knight. No, white plays bishop b5. So for beginners and just early intermediate players, if this check doesn't do anything, don't play it. If it doesn't do anything, don't play it. If this check can just be blocked like this, don't play it. There's no need to play this move. Now, you should also not retreat this way because there's nothing there for you, okay? You're just going to stand over here and not actually play a role in the game. The bishop should be on this square with long-term ideas of getting to the king if it castles in that direction. Instead of that, white plays here, and naturally black plays b5 and chases the bishop to total passivity. And in fact, chasing the bishop even further here would not be ridiculous. Because what would happen is if white fights back, the knight gets kicked out of the center, and the bishop still stares directly at a brick wall and really regrets its choices of renting that one-bedroom apartment. Okay, for $3,700 a month, like in New York City. Yes, $3,700 a month. Not everywhere, but it's crazy. So bishop b3, and now, you know, black has played okay. Black really hasn't played that ridiculously. I obviously was exaggerating. Black can, you know, develop the bishop here, go here, something. No, black plays c5 and now is just completely lost. So the move c5 in a very exceptional turn of events somehow manages to hang every single pawn in some order. So first of all, c5 just hangs this pawn. You said, well, Levi, you told me e5. I did, but the position was different. In this position, this still hangs and this hangs. So that's not good, okay? It also hangs this, and when this takes this, this hangs. So somehow black plays one move and ruins 3 pawns. Because black is 360. You don't know what you're doing, all right? You can't be that mad. Bishop f5, e6, I would have liked to see development. We want to keep pawns like a fence. You don't just knock down a post of your fence. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But okay, c5. White takes, and now black says, oh yeah, you want my pawn so bad? Stupid? Well, take another one. White's like, actually, no. I'm going to hang my knight. Now, the incredible thing about the move knight f3 is that it's considered a brilliant move by chess.com. Not out of pity. Not out of pity, but it actually is one of the best moves, and it's a sacrifice of this knight, but the queens would now see each other, and you would play bishop takes f7 check, deflecting this from this. Now, naturally, the 409 player obviously saw a 4-move combination of the sacrifice of 2 pieces and winning the queen on the other side of the board. I think it's probably unfair to say that the 400 just hung a knight in 1 move. And also, how did you take this pawn, but not this one? Like, it's the same exact direction. It's the same direction. It's anyway, knight f3. And dc3 was played. dc3 was played. But white went here. Chess.com should retroactively take away brilliant moves. Like, if you play a brilliant move but don't follow it up, you should not get credit for the brilliant move, all right? If the brilliant move is played but you don't understand the follow-up, was it a brilliant move? No. No, chess.com, no. Anyway, here, neither player sees that the queens are there, and now black is like, all right, so I have all these pieces on the back rank. I've developed this knight. So my options are keep developing, because I need to get those other pieces into the game. Nah, me attack with 1 horse. And now white is completely winning again. White is completely winning because, you know, white has this. White is also winning because this rook is completely exposed on this diagonal, so a move like bishop d5 or queen d5 would do the trick. Bishop d5, of course, wins as much as queen d5, and the rook is just completely trapped. Now, this is my favorite moment of these low-rated games. Pause here and try to find the most absurd move you can think of for white. Just the most absurd. Just a move that doesn't look like it makes a whole lot of sense. And you guessed it. The move is a4. I don't know what a4 does. I don't know what it's trying to do. The reason why it's bad is because neither side is looking at forcing moves. And so here the move queen takes d1 leads to the king being attracted to d1, and then knight takes f2 wins a rook. Now, the most incredible thing is that's not even the top engine move. The top engine move is to take this pawn with check and then go b4. And the reason why this is liked so much by the computer is there's no bishop d5. So you see, in the other sequence, what would happen after all this is white would play here, trapping the rook. But that's the only reason it's minus 0.8. Will the players have seen that? No, of course not. No. No, not no. No. But that's why we watch the game. Now, a4, right? Okay, so this is another thing, low-rated players. You guys do this a lot. You see a move, and you think you must react to it, and you think you must react to it in a very similar way. a6. So now it's plus 11 again, because bishop takes f7 wins the queen for like the 4th time. Like, you don't need to push a pawn on the same side of the board as your opponent. Oh, they did it, well, I'm gonna do it. You know, your parents would be like, oh, well, if they drove off a cliff, would you do it? You know, it's one of those things. Okay, now, knight e5. Okay, so knight e5 loses the game again, but they're mirror imaging one another. And by the way, knight e5 threatens checkmate in 1 move. So for example, ba, bishop f7 just wins the game. And I can't help but feel that that is exactly what white wanted. White wanted bishop takes f7. I mean, it's a natural move. Or maybe white just was like, well, they moved their knight, I'm going to move my knight. Of course, white should have castled. White should have done a lot of different things. Now, taking this, once again, is considered the best move for black. Okay. But in this position, black mixes up the move order. So rather than playing this, and then knight takes f2 winning the rook, black accidentally plays the exceptional knight takes f2. Now, knight takes f2 is just brilliant because it hangs a knight, but it also hangs the fork, and it also hangs mate. It literally doesn't address anything at all. Like, nothing. Zero. White takes the knight, though. White just takes the knight. White's like, well, the knight's free, so I might as well take it. Okay. So now black is like, okay, it's move 12 for me. I haven't moved anything, right? I still haven't developed a single piece. So you got to be looking like, where can my pieces go, right? So black plays f6. So f6 is such a move that it makes sense on the surface, right? Like you attack the knight. It does make sense. Now, you will never guess white's next move. When I tell you, you will legitimately never guess it, you can tell me in the comments. You can write on a list 10 moves, 15 moves from this position for white. White has a lot of moves. I'm sure at this point you realize it's not bishop f7 for the 43rd time. You probably also realize it's not queen d8, it's not knight f7, it's something that looks natural. You can pause here. You will never, ever, ever guess this move. It's just not, like, you know how we say computer moves are computer moves, like no human would play them? No human or robot will play this move. Like, I think maybe the person left and, I don't know, their notebook, maybe they accidentally, I don't know. King e1. God, him or her or themselves could not explain King e1. It is just impossible. It's just not possible. No, okay, I can explain it. And I hope we're all laughing along together. I hope we're all laughing along together here. Because obviously this game was submitted to me by Tanas. And Tanas, if you are watching, I think I will try to explain your move. And you just need to look for forcing moves more. You need to look for checks, captures, attacks. Tanas. So, I think that they were trying to either defend their queen or thinking that they could castle again. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe they slipped. Maybe they dropped their phone. Now, what does black do? Of course, black takes the knight because that was the idea. But now white is plus 10 again because bishop f7 wins the queen, right? f7 wins the queen. Now here, white, after retreating the king back, realizes that they cannot castle, so they play c4, looking to trade pieces. Now black is winning again, so we go from mate in 1 twice to -4. Why is it -4? Because I don't know if you remember, but white hung a knight. So white lost the knight a long time ago, and because of that, c4, right? Bishop b7. Now white finally starts to play a little bit more logically. Black finally develops a bishop. We have AB, AB, CB. So neither player realizing that this is going on, right? Certainly. Oh! Okay, but then I have a question. How did black see this but not this? How does black see the equidistant move down the board? What? And the best part is, rook a1 is still not winning because there is bishop f7 checked for the 3900th time. Crazy. Just crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Crazy. And there's a line here where white loses everything. It's like really funny. You play like king e2, rook h1, queen b8. And apparently this position is equal because these two pawns are so strong. It's crazy. Anyway, here white plays e4. Now the move e4 is really interesting because it just doesn't accomplish anything. So black has survived 17 moves and is now winning the game. Okay, so you should trade pieces here with black. g5! Wow! g5. And white now goes, oh, wait a minute, the king is very weak. I'm losing. This is the best move white played all game. I don't care about that brilliant move. It was a fake brilliant. Queen h5 is an excellent move. Now the king walks out here, and now white is like, wait, damn it, I can't castle. So I think Tanas went back to e1 thinking that they were going to castle. Now they can't castle. They play king f2. I love this move. You know what the incredible thing is? King f2 is, oh, king e2 is the top engine move, but king f2 is the same concept, rook to d1. And this goes to show you that being up 6 points material doesn't matter when your king is so weak. In chess, it's material and king safety. The position is minus 1.4, despite minus 6 is what it should be. Black plays bishop g7, and now black is losing 9 points of material in the other direction. What? Rook d1, queen g4. The light squares are devastating. White plays. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. No. Now black is attacking white's king. The king runs forward. What is this? Oh my gosh, we gotta get the queen in the game. Queen a5, queen c3, something. Instead of that, black just doesn't know what to do, so black just loses the rook, just takes the bishop. For no reason, it's defended 2 times. White takes back. Black was just like, I don't know what to do. Takes the bishop. Okay, so now black is only up 3 points of material. Black takes the pawn. Black is up 4 points of material, but white has the move rook d1. Rook d1 picks up the queen. Probably. I don't know. Maybe white would. This is, as far as they're concerned, this is also free. Now here, white plays just an absolutely brilliant move. Absolutely brilliant move. h4, which does God knows what. I don't know what it does. h4. Now black here plays not getting the king to the center, to safety, out of the center. None of that. Rook f6. Now, actually, rook f6 is brilliant because the idea of rook f6 is to go rook g6. That is so smart. I love that move. I love it. It's so clever. All right? And this is like how you know you have potential as a chess player, because you're going to have these moments in otherwise maybe bad or suspicious games where that level, that next level of your career in chess is shining through. Rook f6 is a brilliant, brilliant move. Now, white has a couple of options. Maybe running the safety. Still, once again, rook d1 is good. Maybe h5, preventing rook g6. White misses it, and black gets to capitalize on their absolutely brilliant idea, rook f6, rook g6, by playing rook to and white doesn't take the rook! White doesn't take? What? White doesn't play pawn takes rook, so the rook survives? And here, instead of playing rook d1 for the 200th time, queen g4 back. Excellent fork spot. The only way to get out of this is to defend the king with the bishop, defended by the rook. But instead of that, black goes here, and that's it. Now black is lost. Black is lost. I don't think black has enough material here. Rook f4. Now white can go queen h7, queen e5, queen b7. But finally, white turns on the jets. And we have rook d1 check, king to e7. And the way you win this is you go, okay, my queen is hanging. Now, I could take the queen first and then take the knight. So that's called a capture sequence, capture chain, take the knight, okay? That's one way. But you can also take the pawn with check and then do this. Okay, that's another idea. And this would be called something called a desperado. You're going to lose your queen like this, attract, take. Beautiful. But this game would not be finished without one final plot twist, which is queen takes e5. And here, black can actually escape now with the move rook takes h4 a little bit, but white plays a great move. If white had gone back to the first rank, white would have gotten their rook captured with check, but instead of that, white plays the best move, leaving the rook hanging, and then this, right? Leaving the rook hanging, and also queen e6 is the thing. Black plays knight to d7, and white finds queen takes e6, king f8, and you know the saying, folks. When you have mate in one, you gotta look for better. Rook takes d7, black plays a pawn move, and when you have mate in one, take the queen and look for better, and here black resigned. Now, this game was spectacular. It was so spectacular, in fact, that I am now going to show you the game report. Black had an accuracy of a face. I've never seen that in my life. Black did not get a score. Does that mean that black played at 0? Folks, I've never seen this before, okay? I'm not exaggerating. Folks, let me scroll through this and show you. This was the game. This knight f3 got a brilliant. I wasn't lying. Look at this game move list. Look at this. This is crazy. And it was literally, game accuracy is a score measuring accuracy on a scale of 0 to 100. Does that mean that that was 0? I've never seen that before. There's no number. It's a face of Danny Wrench. Wow. Wild. A chaotic game where both players had many chances to win. You know who really won at the end of this game? You. You for watching it.